taste the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild.
Traveler? Remember that pit at the bottom of the cat? Paimon took a quick peek before we left last time. There was some kind of light coming from inside.
Ad Astra.
Paimon took a quick peek before we left last time, there was some kind of light coming from inside. Don't you think that's a little strange? Oh, so you've been wondering about that too, huh? Now that we have some time on our hands, let's go and take another look.
Did you hear about the Sakoku decree?
The Sakoku decree? Did something disastrous happen again?
Did you hear about the Sakoku decree?
Add ast. Ad Astra Abyssa. Take it easy.
Oh, hey, what's up? Yeah, Marco. No, I did not. This is a trial. I am not getting Yelan yet.
Quietly now.
Uh, I am testing her out, trying to see her kit, how it works. Cause, I mean, we were told what the kit was gonna be, but but they never gave us any of the multipliers, and that's what I'm checking out right now. 24% of rewards. I'm so confused. Oh, skill damage. Oh, max HP. Oh, okay. So, okay. I didn't actually look at her burst and skill. Is she the first character to have her skills and burst scale completely off of her max HP? I think she is. Cause like we get characters that kind of rely on HP, like Hu Tao for example, but it's only like a kind of effect of her skill or burst. But Yelan's actually just flat out says 36% of her HP. No problem, no problem. I mean, it's a stream, so there's always gonna be a delay. I even picked like on YouTube settings, the stream settings. I picked like the lowest, like the ultra low, like the lowest possible delay. Just to, even sacrificing some visual quality, just so I could interact a bit more with chat. Yeah, I'm just taking a look at her kit actually. Okay, so her normals. Was it breakthrough charge? Okay, so she's definitely not gonna be a physical bow user, because all of her normals and her charges, your regular charge shot and plunge damage, all scale with attack, except for this one though. So that's the breakthrough thing. That's like her quick. What is it? Charged attack? Hang on. Why is her like what's it called? Breakthrough thing. It's not a passive. It's just there, I guess. Yeah, it's not a passive. It's just her charge attack. Okay, so that's why. Okay, I guess I understand now. I understand why they chose. Okay, sounds like something easy to build. Just need J3. Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, that's right. Let's see. I didn't look at energy cost. 70. Not too bad. Not too bad. But I really hate like these trials, cause like they give you so much more energy than normal. Like look at this. How many particles they're giving me. That is unrealistic. You will never get that amount in the real world, like in actually when you're actually playing using the character. So I want to know how her energy feels like, but you can't with these trials. The weird thing too is that her breakthrough thing, how it works is not in her. Hang on, is it in here? Is it in here? I think it's. I hope it's in here. So the way that you get her breakthrough charged attack, that high speed like AOE charged attack, is you either, so at least this was what they said on the live stream. Either you be off, you get her off the field for 5 seconds, or there was a 30% chance of this resetting it. Rapid movement, okay. Movement, is it? So first, fires off at a lifeline, allows her to move rapidly, marking opponent's alliance path. Movement ends, lifeline will explode, dealing micro opponent's beach on her HP. Tap, hold. Additionally, okay. Each opponent marked by a lifeline, when it explodes, grants 34% chance to reset her breakthrough state. Okay, so that's here, but where's like the off the field 5 second thing? It's nowhere in her kit. I remember that was mentioned in I remember that was mentioned in the live stream. And now I'm off the field. I'm sure it's been more than 5 seconds. I haven't been counting. But I guess they changed it. So the only way to get her breakthrough charged attack is with her E now. She has a ton of HP. Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Because she gets more HP with this, depending on like the different elemental. When the party has elemental types. So she wants to be in a party that has all the different elemental types, so that you can get more HP. Because more HP means more damage for her. Basically, none of her kit scales with attack. Yeah, I mean she's okay. Well, I know it's only a level 80, and it's a level 80 of her. And wait, what artifacts are they? Okay, it's emblem. That's the thing with these trials, is we can't see her substats. Yeah, this would be why she's dealing a ton of damage. She has 200 ER. Wow, what substats do these have? Also, what's her? I don't know her ascension skill. What's okay? She okay. So I'm gonna assume this is probably an ER Sands, and they put in a bunch of ER substats in it, plus the 20% ER in here. That's why she has 200% ER. Okay, so since she scales with HP, so basically we're just looking for, okay, of course we need hydro damage for her, so we're gonna want HP on her, but we're also gonna want ER on her, because she doesn't seem to generate a lot of particles like in the, I'll never get those stats. Yeah, I know, but well, I mean you can, like if you get this, right, because if you get this to level 90, this gives you 88% crit damage. So like this 172, realistically, if you didn't have a crit and that 88 crit damage, this would be less than 100 crit damage. So that bow packs a punch. It's actually a really good bow too. Like so I guess for her, I guess attack matters, like hardly even matters, or probably doesn't even matter. And that's why they decided to go with this type of weapon balancing stats, like the very low base attack 5-star and the really high substat 5-star. This bow is crazy. I think so. What's making her do so much damage is this thing. What is it? So anyone near enemies just gets 20% bonus increased damage. That's it. No conditions, and it works off the field. Spin for her on her weapon or her weapon. I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. It depends. Like the only reason why I would want her, I don't even want her on my third account, because the only reason why I would want her is if I needed another hydro, what's it called, enabler. I don't need another DPS. I mean, it would be nice, I guess, to have another DPS, but I just need her as a hydro enabler, as an alternative to Xingqiu, so that I could use Xingqiu on one team, and I could use her on another team. Yeah, that's right. Basically, a spare tire is what I want. Because I've realized how good it feels to have a spare hydro enabler, because on my third account, okay, it's the first time I'm using her burst, so it does an instance of damage. Okay, so that's kind of how she plays, although she would most likely be not on the field. She's like very much like a quick swap type of character. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, hang on. Yeah, that's right. Does it trigger without enemies? Wait a moment. burst. Is it like Beido's? Because Beido's, it doesn't. Beido's burst doesn't proc if you don't deal damage. So if you're attacking an enemy with a shield on that doesn't, of course you're not gonna deal damage with them. It actually does. Beido's burst doesn't proc. So whereas Xingqiu's just procs when you attack. You don't need to deal damage. So I wonder if this is like Xingqiu's or like Beido's. Creates an exquisite throw. Character around. Follows the character around. Coordinated attack under following circumstances. So it just says coordinated attack. So it's not like Beido's burst, like the wording for Beido's burst, where when the character deals a damage with a normal attack. I think that's the wording for Beido's burst.
Here comes the catch.
Okay, so it seems like it's proccing even without. Continue. It seems like it's proccing even without me dealing damage. It's just proccing as I hit because I was targeting my auto target was targeting the major shield and it was still doing the hydro attacks. So yeah, it feels like okay. Her kit. Okay, so it seems like we're gonna want to raise all three of these. So she's definitely a support slash DPS. Like she could be a DPS, but she's not gonna be like an on-field DPS. She's not gonna take a lot of time on the field. She's really gonna be like a swap in skill burst, and then do your breakthrough. Do this like the quick charged attack. And then swap off and then like rotate through your character. So she's really seems like a quick swap type of character, but she's not like a defensive. She's more like an offensive Xingqiu. I mean, Xingqiu already has offense, and Xingqiu does deal a ton of damage, but her playstyle feels more offensive. Like you're always swapping over to her. And then like doing your skill burst and then like charged attack and then swap off and then rotating, whereas Xingqiu's is just swap in skill burst skill and swap off, and then like Xingqiu's is a bit more defensive because you get the reduced damage from his rain swords. You get not the rain swords, like the swords that rotate around you. And then you get resistance to interruption and you get healing from it. So Xingqiu's feels more like a defensive one, whereas hers, Yelan's, feels more like an offensive one. Oh, and I forgot to mention, they added this feature in. So, I want her because she's pretty, but I think I'll need Xiao too. Oh, well, that's gonna be rough. They're on the same banner. I mean, unless if you prepared just a ton of primos for both of them. So, my biggest gripe about her right now is I don't know her energy situation. Because they gave her a ton of energy here. 200 ER is not easy to get. You need an ER Sands, and you need... So, even if you run her with 4 emblem, that's still only 100. That's still only 120 ER. If you give her an ER Sands, that's about 170, 180. So to get to 200 would be a ton. So I feel, and because her burst is not like Xingqiu's at 80 energy, but the thing with Xingqiu is that you have Sack Sword with him. And you get, if you have Sack Sword with him, you have 2 casts of his skill, which gives you 5 particles. Whereas I think hers only gives 3 or 4. I can't tell very clearly here in the testing because they're giving us extra particles.
Busted. Game's up. Fun's over.
And then you swap off, and then here we go. And then you skill, and then you do a charge attack, and then you swap off. Yeah, that's pretty much how she.
Try not to enjoy this
stop
too
it.
much.
Things are about to get dicey. Busted.
And then you charge attack, and then you swap off. You keep normal attacking to enable to apply Hydro and take advantage of her burst, and then you swap off.
Quietly now.
Okay. Oh, I didn't get the thing there.
Gings up. Thumbs over.
Okay. So that's kind of pretty much how to. Okay. Okay, so it looks, yeah, there's no enemies right now and they're proccing. So the animations for like the things flying, like the
Take it easy.
water thing, the hydro things that are firing off seem to be pretty fast. So they're likely not gonna miss, or they're gonna miss very, you know, they're not gonna miss often. They're gonna miss less often than Xingqiu's, at least, I think. So yeah, that's pretty much how to play her. Like, you basically you E, and then you hit E again, and then this thing gets reset, and then you swap off, you rotate through your character's skills, and yep, so there you go, skill on her, E again, and then do this, and then you burst probably here. Yeah, that's about her playstyle. I think it's cool, it's fun, it's very dynamic. I don't think it's for the casual players though. I mean, I guess you can, just like for a casual player. Wait, what is this? Like, I don't understand how this is working now. I'm not off the field, I'm on the field for 5 seconds. And now that they're enemies, it's not giving me that thing. Okay, I go off the field. 4, 5. Okay, I'm way over 5 seconds off the field of her now.
What's the hurry?
So it looks like they changed that mechanic. At least here in the trial. So it looks like,
Gotcha.
at least here in the trial, the only way to get this breakthrough charged attack is really gonna be only from
About to get dicey.
her skill.
Surrender
Okay.
and you'll be gentle.
Ow. I'm kind of lagging a bit.
Quietly now.
I'm gonna assume. Okay.
Come a little closer.
Freeze!
Okay. And then skill, rotate. Okay. And then skill. And breakthrough charged attack, burst. And then swap off. And then rotate your other characters. And then skill on her again. Boosh. And then charge attack. Every 5 seconds. So because it didn't work like when there were enemies, so I don't know what's making this work now that there are no enemies. Because in the live stream they said that if she was off the field for 5 seconds, you would get it. But then here I'm not off the field. I guess the indicator of when you have it is this thing. Her bracelet glows, and right now I'm not off the field. And let's try swapping off of her now that there's no challenge going on. Okay, that's actually pretty fast. It's almost, so I know that Ganyu's C6 is instant. Okay, so it works off the field too. Like here when we don't activate this. Okay. Alright, let's do that. Let's rotate through some of these.
Freeze!
Okay, that's clearly been
You're
more
in
than
for a
5
little
seconds.
shock.
Okay. But it doesn't work. That's so weird. Is it glitched?
Quietly now.
I guess it must be glitched or
About to
something.
get dicey.
Ow.
Oh, so sorry. Dodge this.
And then skill on her.
Gotcha.
Okay, and then breakthrough. And then
Try
swap
not to
off
enjoy
to
this too
someone.
much. Blitz.
Okay, and then skill on her. Oops, isn't ready.
Quietly
Try
now.
her again. Breakthrough.
Here
Burst.
comes the test.
Swap off to someone.
This moment will be frozen in time. Cool it.
And then skill on her.
Gotcha.
I'm not gonna get the breakthrough. Oh, I did. Okay. Alright, she's actually, like, her playstyle is quite fun. But then, I don't understand why her, like, breakthrough off, 5 seconds off the field breakthrough thing isn't working. Must be a glitch? Or they changed it last minute, but it seems to be working here for some reason when there are no enemies. So yeah, her kit and playstyle really feel like she's like a quick swap type of character. It's fun. Like, she is really fun. Does take a bit of time to get used to it because, like, most of the time you would want to swap to a character like and burst immediately. So you could just do, like, on PC you could just hit Alt 1, 2, 3, or 4 and then it would just burst immediately. But with her, I guess you could just burst first and then skill and then do the charged attack, the breakthrough, and then swap off. I guess, yeah, I guess you could do that. Yeah, it's probably a bug. Like, it's probably a bug. There's so many. This game has so many bugs that they haven't addressed yet. It's not even funny. Like, I heard about the fact that Mona's C1 was bugged and it didn't actually work. I haven't looked into it if it was true or not, but I don't know if it's actually true. I'm still not sure about her hydro capabilities though. Hang on. I'm gonna try it.
Game's up. Fun silver.
If she applies enough hydro. This is terrible. I need a higher HP enemy. I need that kill. Oops.
Take it
He
easy.
died. Alright, hang on.
Busted.
Well, at least the AOE of, like, how much she, like, the AOE for her skill is pretty wide, I think. Okay, here we go.
Here comes the catch.
You're toast!
Okay, let's see if she applies enough hydro to vaporize everything. Okay, seems like it's fine. And, like, look, I don't even need to be very near the enemy.
Quietly.
Like, so that's nice, I think. I think that's nice that they made the AOE for this thing kind of big. And that's the thing. This is cool. Oh, see, I didn't even, like, pass right through him. Okay.
Busted.
What? What? Oh. Okay. So, at least right now, it seems like she's, at least with only Xiangling doing reactions, I think she's okay. I don't know how she's gonna do in a, like, a Raiden national team. Well, the thing with Xiangling too is because in here there's no Bennett. And usually what you'd want to do is, while you're in your rotations, you'd want to swap over to Bennett and then, like, spam his E, spam his E, so which means that that's another source of pyro, which potentially means that in theory, because you have Xiangling and Bennett doing pyro, she might not be able to apply enough hydro. This is only the trial, so of course I can't put Bennett in here. So I don't know if she has enough hydro for Xiangling, or at least 1 DPS, and some more. Like you're a different react for other reactions too. Like in Raiden National, for example. Of course, in that kind of team, you're gonna be doing your Hydro is gonna have to your Hydro is gonna have to enable Electro Charge and Vaporize. And let's say, for example, in a Hu Tao double Geo team, let's say, for example, you have Albedo, and because you also have Zhongli, his pillar is going to be pulsing, applying Geo, doing Crystallize, and Albedo is going to be hitting his his skill flowers, which is also going to trigger Crystallize. And the way that Hu Tao's charge attack works is when you charge attack, she does a normal attack first, which is Pyro, and then charge attack, another instance of Pyro. So I don't know if she's gonna be able to apply enough Hydro, because the thing with Xingqiu is that he does have his rain swords. He applies Hydro with his rain swords, but he also applies Hydro just by standing next to enemies because of the swords that are rotating around him. Those apply Hydro too. So that's really like the biggest thing that I'm skeptical about. But I do wish that I could get her, because the only other alternative right now to Xingqiu's Hydro application is Child, and Child really only works with Ayaka. Well, number one really is Child really only works with Xiangling because her Pyro is off field. But because if you're using Child, that means that you can't swap over to Bennett and spam Bennett's Ease while you're in your rotation. Child sounds expensive. What do you mean? I mean, Child's a 5-star. Yelan's a 5-star. Child actually is not a very expensive unit to build. There are so many good bows that he could use. Oh, I guess that goes the same for... Well, I guess... I don't know. Does it go the same for Yelan? I don't... No. It doesn't work the same for Yelan. Because she wants HP and potentially energy recharge. But the thing is, I don't know her energy situation yet. I think that's the thing. That's the thing I'm just missing right now. It's because I don't actually have her. I can't test out how her energy feels like. I can kind of see how her, her playstyle works. And it's going to be easier to build. Yeah, I think that's true. That's true, because she scales off of, I mean, maybe with main stats, she's gonna be a bit easier to build, but really depending on, which is more useful than Child's. Well, that's the thing, is I guess the advantage she has over Child is that Child's Hydro application, Child has the best Hydro application in the game because of his Riptide thing. AoE Hydro, especially because it's AoE, whereas Xingqiu's is single target and Yelan's is single target too. So I think Child still does have an advantage over even Xingqiu. Child is better than Xingqiu and Yelan in that regard, that his Hydro application is AoE, and if you put Child in, let's say for example, in a Xiangling team, Child is going to be able to allow Vaporize on a lot of enemies around you, and not just on that one enemy. Whereas Yelan and Xingqiu, they're both single target because their rain swords only hit one target. Whereas, but Xingqiu has those swords that rotate around you, which could potentially apply Hydro. But the thing too is that because they don't deal damage, it's so weird, because sometimes those swords do Vaporize, and because they don't do damage, there's nothing to multiply. Just tried logging a 15 GB update. Oh yeah, that's right. It is their updates are getting bigger and bigger, is what I've also noticed. And the thing is, for some reason this update was 15 GB, but there's not even a new map. Right? There's not even a new map or a new region. And for some, I don't remember exactly, I'm not sure if I remember it correctly, but the last update that gave us the chasm I think was about the same size. I don't remember exactly. You know what? I guess I could try looking it up. Let me see.
Should we really be off work this early? There is still a lot left to do.
If it continues, my phone might not survive for the next year. Well, that's, yeah, it's kind of troublesome. Like, so, and I've noticed too that it's, if you just don't have like so much extra storage, it's easier on the storage to just uninstall the game and then install it after the update drops. And I've had to do that a couple of times, even on PC, because my PC has two drives, an SSD and a hard drive, and the SSD is only 128 gigs, which where Windows is, so I don't have a lot of space on the SSD. So I've had to uninstall Genshin and reinstall it because I didn't have enough storage for the update. Hang on, what is it? The Chasm update size. Oh, 2.6. There you go. Genshin 2.6. File size update. So 2.6 file size. We have 6 gigabytes for PC. No, that's a lie. It was not 6 gigabytes.
It's so nice to de-stress.
Wait, where did you see 15 gigabytes? Did you watch Daddy Wan's video of it? This game just takes so much storage, even though it's just unlock once that leave any zone. Yeah, that is true. That is true. And you know, like I talked about this with a friend of mine on Discord. I talked about this with a friend of mine, and we both I mentioned the idea of, so you know how they have, okay, so look at these two systems that they have in place. So this system right here, and where is it? This system right here, where you can install or uninstall different like languages, right? So if you have the storage, you can install everything, but you could choose to not install them or just uninstall those with the things that you don't want. And so imagine this system, like this file management system, and this map management system together. And imagine this. I thought about this like a couple months ago. I think it was like 6 months ago. I think after they dropped, I think it was, yeah, it was the Golden Apple Archipelago. It was when Kazuha came out. When Kazuha came out, it came up with the system because it was widely talked about that Genshin was not going to keep the Golden Apple Archipelago permanently because, you know, to save on file size, to keep the file size low. And I understand that because the higher the spec requirement of your game, the fewer people are going to be able to play it. And of course, you want more people to play your game. And I understand that. But then, the Golden Apple Archipelago was such a tiny, tiny place compared to an actual region, compared to the Chasm, compared to Enkanomiya. And they had to save, they had to be, they had to be stingy on file size then. How about when the next region comes out? Like, I don't know, I don't remember how many regions there are in total. I think there are 7, right? They've already come out with, like, there's, what is there? Sumeru,
If you lie on the
Natlan,
grass, you can
Fontaine,
feel the heartbeat of the world.
and Snezhnaya. Yeah, so there's 4 more regions that are gonna come out. So we're less than 50% of the way there. Sumeru is coming out, but I feel like they should allow us to install and uninstall regions, like entire regions. and then like there should be just a button in here where we can install or uninstall certain regions, and that every time like let's say for example there's an event, let's say they have an update, and then there's an event that happens in Mondstadt, and then like there's a new character, let's say an Archon quest that's going on in Inazuma, like they allow us to they before we could log in, like they give us a pop-up that we are required to install Mondstadt and Inazuma, and then we have a pop-up that says, oh, you don't have storage. So then they allow us to uninstall Liyue and then install Mondstadt and Inazuma. Right? Like I wish they would I know that's kind of asking a lot, and that sounds like a really complicated system to develop, but they have $3 billion just from iOS sales. That doesn't include PC sales. That doesn't include PlayStation sales. So I'm sure they can do it. They have the resources to do it. Oh man, that feels bad, man. That feels bad, having to erase other games for one game. Like, so I don't know. What do you think about that suggestion, about that idea? Like, I thought about it, and I think it's terrible for people who play on mobile data. People who don't have home Wi-Fi. That's gonna be horrible. It's gonna eat up a ton of data, having to download and re-download entire regions. But at least it's gonna save them from, at least it's gonna save storage. But yeah, they already have the system in place, I think. So I think this should be able to apply it to to that scale. It's already here. Right? Like it's already here. You can already install and uninstall certain parts of the game that you want to. Now they just need to do that with a bit of a larger scale. Although it's gonna need a bit more coordination with updates and like in which regions certain things are gonna happen, and like the quests don't require you to go to regions that are not, that the game doesn't require, and it's gonna require them to not have an update that requires you to go to all 7 regions at the same time in the same patch. That's gonna be troublesome. I feel like it works. I guess. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Mihoyo is not gonna see this, and even if they do, I don't care if they give me credit for it and implement it. I just want them. I want to keep playing their game. I want their game to get good because it's a pretty good game, and I think they are holding it back by not doing certain things to it. Anyway, I'm gonna need to get off here, man, because I got work. I will be back about an hour from now, though. I got work to do. I gotta work for an hour, and then after that, I'm gonna be streaming. After that, since I've already done my Yelan testing, I'm probably gonna do like my weeklies later. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on Discord. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on Discord. I'd love to talk about it more with you there. Alright, thanks for coming by, man. Maybe see you later if you're coming by later. Yeah, but yeah, take care.